Good morning, students. Hope you will find at your respective places. Now, in the genetics, we will come to the second portion of that. First, we have discussed this Mendelian portion, what he has done. Then, we have discussed the variations from the Mendelian principles. Then, last, we have given you the elementary idea about the chromosomal theory of inheritance. And today, we are going to discuss one more topic that is related with this inheritance, that what is the molecular basis of inheritance. Now with the advancement in the technology, with the advancement in the science, now we are now going, what are those molecules which are responsible for the inheritance of characters from parents to the offsprings, and we will start from that. We know that gene, it is the hereditary unit and it is responsible for the transmission of characters from parent to the offspring, and the gene, it is responsible for simple inheritance. This gene, it is also known as functional unit. This gene, it is also known as the functional unit on the basis of किस बेस पर, on the basis of molecular structure. Now it is said, ये कहा जाता है कि we can say that it has been found that gene जो है, what did they do? They act as catalysts. These catalysts, what did they do? Which bring about reactions, and these genes, what we will see, they act as catalysts which bring about reactions without being changed, without being consumed. So the genes in those reactions, they are not being changed, they are not being consumed. Today we are well aware about that this gene is a part of DNA. We also know that the gene, it can grow, it can reproduce, it can mutate. So we can say this gene की अगर हम एक और बात कहेंगे, that gene now it is the ultimate unit of recombination. So what we have studied, I will recapitulate again, that gene is the hereditary unit. It is responsible for the transmission of characters from parent to the offspring. So we can say the gene, it is responsible for the inheritance. This gene, it is also as the functional unit, is also known as functional unit on the basis of the what we call as the molecular structure. This gene, अगर हम बात कर लेंगे, it is what we call as a, this gene, अगर हम इसकी बात करेंगे, it in these genes, they are said to be as catalysts, which these catalysts, these genes, they bring about reaction without being changed, without being consumed. अगर हम बात करेंगे, this gene, it is a part of DNA. We also know that, अब हम ये भी कह सकते हैं कि जो जीन है, it can grow, it can reproduce, it can mutate. So we can say this gene, it is the ultimate unit of recombination. अब दिस जीन क्या हम ये बात करेंगे, इट अंडरगोज रेप्लिकेशन. अब हम ये कहेंगे दैट दिस जीन, अगर हम कहेंगे जो भी इसमें इंफॉर्मेशन होते, जो भी इसमें कोडिंग, जो हम देखेंगे कोड्स में, इसमें जो इंफॉर्मेशन दी गई होती है, इट इज़ कन्वेड फ्रॉम DNA to mRNA. Now if we have to define this gene from all these points जो मैंने ऊपर बता दिए, this gene, it can be defined as the unit of recombination. This gene can be defined as a unit of mutation. This gene, it can be defined as a unit of self reproduction. और अगर हम ये भी कहेंगे, this gene, what we will see, these are the small protein, these are small, what we call as the particles, these are the small substances, these are small particles which are found on the chromosomes, which are found on the chromosomes, and these genes, they pass from one cell to the another, and can what we can say that these genes, they can transmit from one generation to the another generation without being changed at all. What is the place where these genes are located? Genes are located on the chromosomes, and they can be transmitted from one generation to another generation without being changed at all. They are the units of recombination. They can be units of recombination. They are the units of mutation. They are the units of self reproduction. Now, क्रोमोजोमल थ्योरी, अगर हम हिस्ट्री की ओर चले जाएंगे, क्रोमोजोमल थ्योरी इट वाज गिवन इन द ईयर 1902, एंड दिस टर्म जीन की अगर हम बात कर लेंगे, पहले द जीन इट वाज कॉल्ड एज फैक्टर बाय द मेंडल इन हिज वर्क. नाउ द टर्म जीन की अगर हम बात कर लेंगे, इट वाज कॉइन्ड बाय फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इन द ईयर 1909 बाय W. Johnson, William Johnson. William Johnson, and this gene, it has been used for the term factor, which was used by the Mendel in his work. Now, these genes, where they are found on the chromosomes. They are located on the chromosomal thread. This chromosomal thread, it runs along the entire length of the chromosome. This protein, rather, chromosomal thread, it runs along the entire length of the chromosome. अब, what is the total number of genes? What is the total number of genes? Total number of genes which is present on the haploid set of chromosomes. Total number of genes which is present on haploid set of chromosomes, that is called as genome. जीन जो होते हैं, इनका हम देखेंगे, इट इज़ वेरी मच डिफिकल्ट टू मेजर देम. दे आर वेरी मच फाइन स्ट्रक्चर्स. और ये कहा जाता है कि जो नंबर ऑफ जीन जो होते हैं इन वन सेट ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स, इट मे रेंज बिटवीन 10,000 to 15,000. इनका जो नंबर है, दीज आर वेरी मच फाइन स्ट्रक्चर्स, एंड इट इज़ वेरी मच डिफिकल्ट टू be measured directly, that the genes to measure them. And it has been found that the number of genes जो हम कहेंगे in one set of chromosome, it may range between 10,000 to 15,000. अगर हम human being की बात कर लेंगे, there are the total number of genes in human being, it is about 20,000 to 30,000. अगर हम इसका केमिकल नेचर देखेंगे, दिस जीन इट मेनली कंटेन्स DNA एज प्राइमरी कंपोनेंट. नाउ, जो रिक्वायर्ड प्रॉपर्टीज होती हैं, व्हाट आर द रिक्वायर्ड प्रॉपर्टीज? एक जेनेटिक मटेरियल को, एक इनहेरिटेंस जो मटेरियल हमारे पास है, दैट इज मेनली द जीन. व्हाट मस्ट बी द, it has got certain characteristics, it has got certain special characteristics, then we can say that it will be heritable, it may be the inherited, that this it may get inherited. This gene, it has got got that what we call as these properties, and these properties are mainly three. First one, that what we call as that this substance, that this gene, it should be able to undergo mutation, and those mutations, they must be stable. They must be stable. There are some mutations which are very much harmful भी है हमारे लिए, but this genetic material जो हम कहेंगे, it needs some prerequisite characteristics, that it first जो इसका है character, that it must undergo mutation, but that mutation must be stable. Second one जो हम इसकी बात कर लेंगे, it should be able to what we called as to express in genetic information by transcription. What we will see कि जो भी इसमें पास what will see the knowledge that has been coded, it must be in a position to translate that. It must be in a position to translate that. So it should be able to express the genetic information by transcription to mRNA. Third जो हम कहेंगे, that it should undergo replication. That means the duplication, that is the duplication of this genetic material by the process of this replication. So these are the some of the basic, या हम कहेंगे required properties of the genetic material. Now I will recapitulate this once more, that the gene, it can be the gene जो है, the term gene, it was first of all coined by William Johnson in the year 1909 for the hereditary factors of Mendel, for the units of inheritance which the Mendel called them as factors. This gene, it can be defined as a unit of recombination, as a unit of mutation, and as a unit of self-reproduction. Now the genes are very much fine structures, and they are very much difficult to be measured directly. हाँ, दूसरी बात हम कहेंगे that the number of genes in one set of chromosome, it ranges between 10,000 to 15,000. अगर हम total number of genes in human being, it varies between 20,000 to 30,000. and जो इसका chemical nature है इस gene का, what we in the gene ka, chemically gene contains DNA as primary component. Now there are some required properties of genetic material. What are those required properties? First one, it should go, what we'll see, it should be able to undergo mutation, but that mutation must be stable. Stable means that it should be stably inherited. It must not be harmful. Second one, it should be able to express it in the genetic information by transcription. That means it should be able to translate whatever the information has been coded in it. Number third, that is the duplication of this gene, duplication of this genetic material by the process of replication. और फिर इसका जो हम देखेंगे distribution among the new cells by cell division. Whatever this duplication जो हम कहेंगे genetic material by the process of replication, which we will study, that then these हम कहेंगे जो precise, जो हम फिर हम कहेंगे जो इसका distribution होगा among the new cell by cell division, that must be, then it must be in a position to get distributed among the new cells during the process of cell division. So this was about the elementary idea, yeah, introductory part of this molecular basis of inheritance. Now the genes, what are they made up of, ये किसके बने हुए हैं, we will discuss actually that, and that is the nucleotides, that is the DNA and RNA, that we will discuss in the next video. Until then, goodbye, God bless you, thanks.